we got to talk about Biz Markie and where has he been? He's been missing for a minute. Our peoples at Hip Hop DX have said that the Juice Crew legend Biz Markie has been missing for about 6 months, and now there's finally a little bit of an update. He's been missing on social media and, of course, on the SiriusXM Rock the Bells radio show for about 6 months. Back in July, it was reported that he actually been hospitalized for weeks with a serious illness, unrelated to the coronavirus, but possibly linked to his type 2 diabetes. As the weeks dragged on, rumors started to swirl around in the media suggesting that he slipped into a coma. They reached out and found out through the management back in September. He was told that he absolutely was not in a coma, but then people are starting to get these other rumors that, oh my God, what if he passed away? What's going on? What they found out, and they can confirm, is that according to a close source, Biz suffered a stroke while in the hospital, recovering from a diabetic episode. Quote, he's not doing great, but it's not as scandalous as it felt in the beginning. Short story, Biz is diabetic. He had slipped into a diabetic coma, but has happened to him in the past, and it would only last a little while. He would go to the hospital, get discharged, and get his meds under control. This particular time, he had a stroke while he was in the middle of a coma. Another individual that we've grown up with in hip-hop, whether it be with Juice Crew or just when he's done stuff on his own. Of course, Just a Friend is a classic. We've all listened to it and sometimes even used it as an excuse when we're with a significant other, but that's a different story. So Ori, give me your thoughts here of Biz.
I mean, he's definitely a legend. It's funny you guys were talking about celebrities. I remember seeing Biz. I want to say it was DC.
Okay.
It might have been Love. Y'all remember Love Nightclub? Were y'all familiar with that back in the day?
Nah, sir.
Oh, okay, that's back.
Secrets revealed from Mr. Hicks.
Or you ain't saying it, or you heard it, but you ain't know.
He's heard
of that club down in DC. I heard of it, but I never visited, man. I have heard of a club called Love.
These are secret phone tap stories from Mr. Hicks coming up soon. Shucky ducky quack.
So he was like, yo, like that Biz or whatever, you know what I mean? Obviously, man, growing up, how about Nobody Beats the Biz? Nobody beats the Biz. You know what I mean? Like, for years, I never knew that was like taken from like the store in New York, the Nobody Beats the Biz. I'm not from New York. I didn't know. I'm like, oh, that store is like this. Like, no, that's they be cut off of that. I heard about that as well. Yeah. Man, it's crazy, man. It's sad, like all these people you grow up listening to, and now they're getting older, and obviously we're getting older. And it's like, yeah, I mean, that can happen. It happens to people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and whatnot. But you don't. It's like I just see that young Biz, like I see with the Kango hat and you know what I mean, and just we're doing a beatbox or whatever, and that just those things come back to me as a kid. Listen to the radio, or listen to Power 99 growing up Friday night, you know what I mean? Like back then, that's the only time you get hip hop and whatnot, or Saturday nights and whatnot. And then, we were lucky enough to have cable at the time, watching Young TV Raps or whatever, so just part of my childhood, man. They are part of my culture. All those artists, they just had a big influence on my life. And, Biz was one of them, man. I pray that, his health gets better and that he's okay and whatnot, but yeah, it was just sad, man. It was sad, but definitely he's part, like I just said, part of my culture and my childhood.
And remember, he's not only just a hip hop artist, but he has also been on screen in films and in television shows. He's been on Men in Black 2 with Will Smith. He's been on the Celebrity Fit Club. He's been on Wildin' Out with Nick Cannon, of course, Empire and Blackish. So he's made his rounds, throughout the Hollywood scene and everything. So, he's not no little small guy. He's got some major figures going on here that he's been doing throughout the years. So Cortez, as we said, we've got tons of classic songs from him, from Vapors to Pickin' Boogers to Make the Music with Your Mouth, Just a Friend. I mean, what does Biz music mean to you?
It really is nostalgic, man. When I listen to his music, it takes me right back, as Ori's saying, it takes me right back to the '80s, man. Because I never forget, man. My wife and I, we went down to Rehoboth for a weekend, man. And this club, Biz Markie was going to be DJing up in there.
Okay.
So we purposely went to the club to hear him DJ. And before we got to the club, man, that shit was empty, bro. We got to the club, we looking around like, and we asked the dude at the door, like, yo, is Biz Markie supposed to be here? He's like, yeah, he's coming, man. Club was clear. 15 minutes later, that motherfucker was jam-packed, man. Wall-to-wall, jam-packed.
Nice.
And I'm looking around like, where all these people come from? And he just sat down there, man. I mean, he's an excellent DJ, man. I mean, people fail to realize, besides he can rap, he's a damn good DJ, man.
Yes, he is.
He's good. I mean,
facts.
I listened to him on Sirius Radio when he had the show. I hope he come back to do that when he had the show on there on Sirius Radio, Rock the Bells show, or whatever. Yeah, it's just, man, he's a good guy, man. Plus, he brought out a lot of rappers came from underneath him, man. Big prominent rappers, man. Big Daddy Kane, man. I'm gonna say Marley Marl, but Marley Marl is more the production aspect of it, man.
Correct.
But he brought cats with him from out where he came from, man. He brought them out there and let them shine, man. It's like he opened up a whole new generation of rappers, man. He just brought them out there in the industry, man. And, you know, we household names, bro.
Absolutely. So definitely prayers up for Biz. You know, we've basically, you've been an institution for years, and we've been blessed to just listen to all the different melodies that you've brought us, and they're classics, they're timeless. So we just hope and pray that, you know, you get a speedy recovery and then just go back to what you're doing. And that's just making us happy with all the music that you play or the music that you create. So, you know, prayers are with you, Biz. Just fight the fight and just get out of this and keep doing what you got to do.